My name is Michael. I've been keeping bees since 2015, something like that. I started out keeping them in Georgia and had quite a bit of luck. Uh, had good splits. I even posted a video where I split one hive into seven nukes mainly. And there were so many bees in a double deep that I was able to keep most of those alive. But I had some really good honey harvest in Georgia. I was able to average about 3 supers per hive, and had over 30 gallons of honey when everything was said and done. That almost the first year, and was able to sell it at farmers markets and did really good in Georgia. But then I moved to South Arkansas, and things didn't go quite as easy here because this is a food desert for bees. For years and years now, the people in this area have been cutting down the hardwoods and replacing them with fast-growing pines, more economical. But the result was that all of the food crops, the serious food crops for bees, were cut down and not replaced. They might use a little of the pollen in a pine tree, but pine tree has no nectar, so they're not going to be able to do anything but maybe use the rosin from the trees to make propolis. But it's much more difficult and almost impossible in some of the past years to keep the bees alive using natural resources. If you don't feed the bees in South Arkansas with sugar during off seasons, they're going to die. It doesn't get cold enough for them to hibernate, and as a result, they're scavenging for food all winter long, even when nothing's growing, and they run out of resources. So it's not working out very good for them to be able to do it on their own. Plus, if you listen to some of the other guys, Bob Benny and some of the more prominent beekeepers that have YouTube channels, they will tell you that you have to get your bees ready and peak right before the nectar flow starts. But in South Arkansas, there's not a single serious nectar flow. There's a lot of individual flows of smaller amounts of nectar. It starts out with dandelion. There's some dandelion here, but it's not real prominent. See, the nature of a pine tree is that it seals over once it gets high enough, and it drops enough needles that it chokes out any shrubs or flowers or anything like that would grow underneath them. So except for the peripherals and the trails, there's not a lot of nectar growing plants in this area. Now around the home places, you've got a lot. There's holly trees, which there's some holly trees out in the woods, but not much. And you've got flowers around the place, rose bushes and that kind of stuff, but you don't have anything that really produces a lot of nectar. There are black locust trees here that produce nectar, and they just don't seem to last very long. Privet hedge is here, but not everywhere, and it has also a very short season. So you move from one nectar flow, minor nectar flow, to another throughout the year, and then all year long you've got a situation where the bees are are not hibernating and they have to be taken care of. We'll talk about that more later.